Bianca has very graciously agreed to do a demonstration for us too. So everything that we spoke of, you can in real time see this, for every bride who wants to know a lot more that how does this actually happen. We're going to do a demonstration right now.
Now, my beautiful model Anushka, who is absolutely stunning, doesn't need very much, and I'm happy about that because she's already a great canvas for me. So let's begin with something that I always do. Now, all of our Indian brides use heavy jewelry, heavy earrings. So the first thing I do is use numbing cream, and I just put this numbing cream for her ears.
That's so thoughtful, yeah.
The ingredient is lidocaine, prilocaine, and in India you get an ointment called Prilox. So you can use Prilox on the ears, and then it just numbs the ears. A lot of my brides say, can you numb my feet? Can you numb my back? Can you numb this? And can you numb that? And they want numbing cream like literally all over. So anyway, so we're doing that. And before, of course, we're not showing this right now, but I use a sheet mask and I use these beautiful under eye patches. So the skin is very well hydrated and stuff. And we've also cleansed her skin. Now we already have the bride wearing her choli, and so we don't want to have any makeup or foundation, so we're just covering that bit. I love doing the eyes first because there's fallout that comes in from the eyes. I know there are a lot of people who also prefer doing the base and then the eyes. But the problem with that is there's a lot of fallout, and for bridal makeup we tend to use shimmers and certain glitters and stuff, and that's very tough to knock off from the face.
Yeah.
So we just ensure that we do the eyes first. And now what I'm doing is a very nice light and soft smoke, so I'm creating an illusion on the eyes with this soft like taupe color. And while I'm doing that, Saloni is already prepping lashes for me. And with lashes, it's very important to not only stick the glue once, but stick your glue, wait, stick and wait, and for the third time, stick and wait, so that it gets really nice and tacky, because your lashes have to last literally all through the night, So we ensure that we really need to affix the lashes really very well. Extremely important right now because now you are also massaging the face, and there's a lot of usage of your hands, because then you can have lymphatic drainage and stuff. So when you are massaging the face with your hands, then there's a lot of circulation which also helps the skin, and plus the bride feels more relaxed. And you can't be just having your lunch and then coming directly with your fingers, smelly fingers and stuff. Now that's what I did, because that's a perfume I usually carry and ensure that my wrists are always smelling good, right?
Absolutely. That's such amazing detailing you're talking of, and so important.
Bottle or a perfume bottle that we just put on our wrist. So we're always doing makeup so that there's, the hands always smell amazing. Night care that the brides should do is they can do a lot, but them doing it is a bit difficult because they're so exhausted at the end of it. So we take over the next day by putting a sheet mask all over the face and the under eye patches. And you must have seen brides dunking their face in a bowl of ice water. Now that's also fantastic. Of course, there are a lot of reviews, some reviews that say that it breaks the capillaries in the skin and stuff. But for people that feel comfortable in dunking their face in, it's fantastic because it constricts the pores on the skin, and the makeup really lasts longer. Now a lot of brides, they know this term, this word dewy, and they use it all the time, and they say, I want dewy makeup and stuff. So what one can do is, if you've booked a makeup artist and you still find that it's looking a bit unfinished and not dewy, you can always ask your makeup artist to mix a nice liquid illuminizer with your foundation and then put it all over your face.
Just for our audience, what is dewy makeup?
So dewy makeup there's a fine line between dewy and looking oily. There are certain points where you use highlighters, whereas the high points of your cheek, your nose, right here, and maybe the cupid's bow. But sometimes makeup artists can use it all over, with your highlighter, your powder highlighter especially, and just want to use a lot of highlighter, so that can make you look very oily. So you need to know the right points, key points as to where to use your highlighter. And so it's waterproof makeup, right? That's why we specialize in bridal makeup, because you want to ensure that the tears, when they fall down the face, rolling down the face, doesn't leave a mark. And it's just rolling down your face, and you can take any tissue paper and just dab it and it will still not leave a mark. The way I do my makeup is I ensure that everything is really nice and dewy and not super bright. I make the skin look sun-kissed because it looks fantastic in pictures. In the year 2020, when I was doing nothing at home like all of us, I launched my beauty brand, and it was something that I always wanted to do. So it was October of 2020 when I launched Code Beauty, and I launched, with cosmetic sanitizers. Just like we had hand sanitizers, you could spray cosmetic sanitizers on the actual product, because there's so much of cross-contamination.
Yeah, usually all these bigger stores, MAC and all, they all use it when you're trying makeup with them.
And, makeup artists can use this similar kind of makeup for different people, like the bride, the mother and stuff. So you always need to sanitize. When the pandemic died down, just like sanitizers became much lesser in use, we discontinued with the cosmetic sanitizers. But what we did, which is our best seller, is makeup brush cleansers. People used to just, wash their brushes with shampoos and soaps. And what I did was, manufacture a brush cleanser in an aluminum tin. And it's got activated charcoal and orange oil, aloe and cucumber, and a beautiful apple and cinnamon fragrance. So you can wash your brushes with that. And then we also have my double-sided brushes, which are made in Japan. They are Japanese. And this is a beautiful maple wood. So it's 5 brushes where you can do an entire face with just using 5 brushes.
It's so inspiring that you have a brand of your own, and I have heard of Code, and of course your brushes are so much spoken of. Do you think not just for bridal but otherwise also, when your brides experiences, then these brushes they can use on themselves? And
oh yeah, that's the reason why it's handy. It's not just for it's just 5 double-sided brushes, which means 10 sides for a full face of makeup for just anybody. So when you look at those brushes, you actually know that you need to use, so this is like a master blender. You can use this for contouring, for, blending your foundation, your blush, everything. So it's called a master blender.
talking of contouring, when you get to that point, I have a lot of questions for you. So let me know when you start that.
I think we're just going to start that in just a bit. So Saloni here knows exactly that even without talking to her, that I need a mix of this and a mix of that as soon as because that's the experience that you have. When you see her skin tone, they're already mixing things and we're not talking to each other. So we play a game. I'm not going to talk to you. Give me the right product.
I was just thinking while you said this that it's like the perfect marriage I can see between Saloni and you. She just knows exactly what you want when.
Mind reader of sorts. But, that's what happens when people who assist in the team are good observers. And when you're a good observer, you're a good artist. So here's the most interesting part. And that's contouring. So I use my favorite contour stick. And I'm going to make these markings.
Contouring is a term since, I heard it much later in life. But it's as if brides or anybody thinks there's magic going to happen on you.
Oh, it's actually magic going to happen in you, and you can actually see her nose, contoured, her face more structured. In your pictures, you always look twice or thrice your size.
On camera. Yeah.
On camera. But when you're contoured, you are absolutely chiseled and it looks amazing. Yeah, so it's contoured and it's really beautifully structured.
Who started this, Bianca?
I think it really was huge, back in the day, even before Kim Kardashian, in the Indian industry also, they used to call it cutting.
Okay.
They never would call it contouring, they used to call it cutting. I really don't know who started the contouring, and I should find out. Good question. But who made it really popular was Kim Kardashian. You know, the contour and the bakes under the eyes. So she really popularized that, and it became a huge Instagram sensation.
Yeah, these are those very fashion terms. I have a 18-year-old who keeps telling me contour your face, and I'm like, what's that?
I'm sure Anushka can tell a difference between the whole face structure this side.
100%.
Do brides usually, Bianca, have this worry that, oh, this is going to look loud? Because I know makeup settles.
People or brides say, is it looking too much? So now what I do is, when you say that there's no makeup look, it doesn't mean that I put a tiny minuscule amount. The magic of a no makeup look, it's an art. It takes longer than regular makeup, just thepao makeup and stuff. And the art is the art of blending. So I'm putting this makeup, and there are two textures I use. I'm using a liquid texture. I will powder it, and I will use a powder textured blusher, and I'll blend everything out. So what you see right now, which is looking patchy, will be completely flawless once I'm done.
While the brides are dancing at the Sangeet and, then the makeup is, I mean, this touch-up thing, Bianca, how does this work? Do you all have somebody over there at the function area and you can quickly do it? How does this work?
So usually when we are booking a makeup, it's always a makeup touch-up and a hair change.
Yeah.
Because the makeup just needs to be touched up, but when it's going in from a fairas to an after party and stuff, you need to book a makeup touch-up and a hair change. So otherwise it's just one look, right? You just do your makeup, hair and a drape, but then what we do is add a touch-up. Okay. So we have our artists then who stay back and,
What's your favorite look, Bianca, when you do brides? I mean, one is, of course, you can do a multiple look thing. And I personally feel every bride should go through maybe 2 or 3 different looks within the same wedding,
Oh, yes. So one is, of course, this classic look of mine, look up, that can go, just about on any look. And the second look I like to do is a nice, intense, smoky eye, but not like too much. And of course, even a nice cold rim eye, and I blend that out, and with beautiful nude glossy lips. And the third look that I would really go for is something with, shimmer and non-fallout glitter, like I call it, because it's very important not to use any cheap glitter brands that just fall on your face. So I use glitter brands that don't fall on your face at all. And that's very important. Otherwise, you can look like a nice shiny disco ball.
I think you've done this the quickest, and thank you so much for this. But I know usually you definitely need a lot more time.
A little more time would be nice, yeah, but it's just that since it's a quick demo.
Yeah.